In 2018, when you think of football in Oakland, Nebraska, you probably think of this. And this. And maybe this. Let's travel back to October of 1900. The Oakland school system announced they were holding a meeting to gauge the interest in forming a football team. For the next decade, the coverage of the Oakland football team was hit and miss. Without a dedicated sports page, the account of the games was slid in between stories of land sales, visitors to town, and the local political news of the day. November 29, 1900, the Oakland football team traveled to Wakefield for a Thanksgiving Day contest. Being a team of players mostly new to the game and much smaller than the established Wakefield team, Oakland fell 10-0. The 1901 season saw 3 games on the ticket. The boys finished undefeated, first beating a team made up of local Oakland men, then Wakefield, and finally finishing the season against a team from Omaha in the Dundee neighborhood. By 1908, the December 4th edition of the Oakland Independent showed the results of a full schedule, including a win on the road versus Tacoma and a 0-0 tie with the Fremont YMCA. The early 20s saw the Oakland sports team adopt the Vikings as a team mascot. Oakland High School would keep that moniker until the 1969 season. In 1941, the Vikings finished second in the Cornhusker Conference to rival Tacoma. Giving up only 7 points to Rosalie and 26 to the Tigers, the rest of the season, the Swedes managed shutouts versus Walt Hill, Wisner, Decatur, West Point, Blair, and Lions. The list of the Lettermans was as Swedish as you could find. Carson, Larson, Nelson, Johnson, and Jacobson, to name a few. 68 years of football as the Oakland High School team, and almost 50 as the Vikings. The Oakland School District merged with the neighboring Craig Wolves. With the creation of the newly formed team, the Oakland Craig sports teams needed a new mascot. The Vikings and the Wolves were not options. After playing the first 2 games of the 1969 season without a mascot, they dropped a pair to Logan View and North Bend, being referred to as the Oakland Craig Football Squad in the newspaper. The last week of September saw new Oakland Craig students select Knights as their new mascot and source of pride. Number 2 on that list was the Cougars. Also on that list was the Falcons, the Warriors, and the Rebels. September 26, 1969, the newly named football team, led by head coach Bill Nelson, collected their very first win as the Oakland Craig Knights, defeating longtime rival Tacoma 20-12. That was just the first of 308 wins that the Knights have collected on their way to a 65% winning percentage over 477 games. As a matter of fact, they've only had 16 losing seasons and 27 seasons with 3 losses or less in 48 years. If you'd like more information about the Oakland 150th celebration going on this May, visit us at oakland150.com.